right, let's get more on DirecTV and their new CEO. For that, let's bring in Tom Eagan, analyst with Collins Stewart. Tom has a buy rating on DirecTV. So let's continue. We were talking with our own Kelly Riddell about DirecTV and what they're going to do. AT&T or Verizon, what do you think?
Well, I think DirecTV for the first time is going to be its own company. Remember, before this, they were owned partially by Liberty Media, and then before that by News Corp, and then GM. So now they're their own company for the first time in many, many years.
What's so significant about that? You make that point.
Well, I think it's important because the ownership structure, as Kelly was saying before, is now much simpler than it's ever been before. So before, if there ever to be a merger, you had to deal with their parent company. Now you don't have to do that. It's just DirecTV.
Isn't the idea that it was designed for that very purpose? I mean, shareholders, I guess, wanted Malone to pull out a little bit as far as his stake, but it seems like it was made for a merger.
Well, I think that Liberty Media kind of forced the merger by owning from 25 to 40 to 50%. They were a thorn in DirecTV's side, so they kind of forced the merger. Now, because of it, it is a much simpler company and easier for someone else to merge with.
All right, so let's go back to AT&T or Verizon. You think AT&T is the more logical fit?
If there were to be a deal with a telco, I think AT&T would make more sense because, I think for two reasons. Firstly, they have a much bigger footprint. So if they were to offer a triple play service beyond their UVerse service, it's easier to do that across the country. The second reason is that UVerse, we think, may be a little bit more difficult to compete with the alternatives, say, cable next year. Fios is essentially a better product than AT&T's UVerse.
I mean, they're facing a lot of competition, aren't they, DirecTV?
Well, in the cable industry, the cable operators are going to be rolling out faster broadband next year, and on video, they're going to be rolling out more HD channels.
Don't you have to offer the triple play in today's market environment? I mean, who wants to go to different sources to get what should be, I mean, everyone I think now feels should be all bundled?
That's the conventional wisdom, and that's one of the reasons why Rupert Murdoch of News Corp sold DirecTV to Liberty Media years ago. But despite that, DirecTV subscriber growth has been huge.
Tom, you keep saying, a couple times before, you said if a deal gets done. I mean, do you think a deal will be done? Does DirecTV need to do a deal? They
do not need to do a deal. They have the best subscriber growth and the best cash flow growth in the industry. Conventional wisdom says, I think, that this FCC wouldn't approve a deal. I don't think that's right, though.
What do we know about Michael White, right? They recently hired Michael White, I think, of PepsiCo to run DirecTV. Can he handle this company?
Well, sources say that he's smart, that he has experience in deal-making with Pepsi bottlers. Perhaps most importantly, he was chosen by a committee at DirecTV that included John Malone. So obviously, he may subscribe to some of the grander vision that John Malone has for the company.
All right. Hey, Tom, thanks so much for joining us. Tom Eagan there, Collins Stewart, and let's talk about DirecTV. We're going to